Did you know that nearly 12,000 new YouTube channels are created every single day? And as of 2024, about 114 million YouTube channels are accounted for, but only 70 million of those are considered to be active. A more shocking finding is that only about 0.5% of all YouTube channels are considered to have a good measure of success on YouTube, having 100k subscribers or more. On the other end of the spectrum lies with 5 million YouTube channels that are struggling with just 100 subscribers or less. Now, a reasonable question to ask myself is that, what do these figures mean to me? And what are the chances that my YouTube channel is not going to be lost under these millions of already existing YouTube channels? Well, that depends on my outlook. As a pessimist, it's easy to accept defeat already. But if you're an optimist like me, you likely see the chances, the opportunities that are lined up here. And that is why in this video, I'm going to be discussing 10 strategies I'm going to be implementing in 2025 to guarantee my success, to make sure that my YouTube channel stands out among the millions of other channels. And I think you should do the same. Yes, I get it. It's 2025 already. And somehow, everybody is suddenly realizing that there is a way to be successful using the internet to our advantage. And YouTube offers a perfect platform to be able to do that. And that is why my first strategy will be to be able to define what success on YouTube will mean to me. It is very important that I'm clear on this point, because only then I can realize the success once it starts to roll in. Granted, just like life in general, being successful means different things to different people. To some, it means to be financially secured, but not everyone agrees with this, because I used to have a colleague that says that some people are so poor that the only thing they have is money. Well, I think many people prefer that kind of poverty. To others, it means to be able to maintain healthy relationship between themselves and their partner or partners, as the case may be, with families and with friends, to be able to land a dream job, or simply to be able to balance it all. Likewise, on YouTube, success is interpreted differently. To some, it means being able to amass millions of followers or subscribers, and to others, it means having a couple of viral videos. But as for me, being successful on YouTube will mean being able to build a good network of organic subscribers that are able to relate with my story and with my development, being able to promote my existing brand, and to be able to connect with reputable people and organization. This might sound like an extreme example, but the main point is to be able to drive home the point I'm trying to explain. Imagine that due to me showing up on YouTube, I'm able to connect with people like Lewis Hamilton, Anthony Joshua. I think Aaron Pierre is also one of those talk of the town now. Being able to sit down on the same table with them, not just asking for a random selfie, but to be able to strike business deals together. Or imagine that I'm having or closing a deal with Google simply because I'm showing up on YouTube. That would be very awesome, and that will mean success on YouTube for me. So it's very different from the generic success is being able to promote my brand. It is very, very important you know your why, and that is why I'm stating clearly what success on YouTube will mean to me. So if I start to see these things coming, I'll be able to tell that truly what I define as success is coming to pass. You should also define what success on YouTube will mean to you as well. Now, my second strategy will be to niche down to a specific audience. A niche is defined as a small portion of a larger market that attracts the attention of a specific audience. Now, let's take working out as an example. You can choose to work out in the gym or work out at home. Let's take workouts in the comfort of the home as an example again. Now, there are different reasons by which people will choose to work out in the comfort of their home. Some people may have a form of disability. Some people may have a temporary change of circumstance, such as a nursing mother. And some people may be constrained with time. So they'll rather spend the same 15 minutes they will use in driving down to the gym, they'll spend it in the comfort of their home to exercise, instead of choosing to do exercise workout. For everyone that chooses to work out in the comfort of their home, it may be better to choose a specific type of exercise that targets a specific type of people that may choose to work out in the comfort of their homes. In my own case, my market is photography, and my specific niche will be for beginner photographers, photography enthusiasts, photography hobbyists, people who are willing to experiment with photography, or people who want to experience photography through the lens of another person. And as I develop, I'll continue to refine what my niche is and to identify what my specific audience are. You should also define your niche in whatever market you choose to. A third point, content strategy. Have you ever wondered why, when you enter into some supermarket or shopping malls, you hear them playing very slow and relaxing music? Well, the idea is to ensure that the customers are well relaxed whenever they are shopping and to make them take their time as they shop. The result? According to a study carried out by Milliman, there is a 38% increment in the volume of sales made by supermarkets on the days music are played at a slow tempo. So simply put, a good strategy brings home the win. So I have to sit down and brainstorm ideas about specific questions my audience may want an answer to, and being able to answer these questions and make videos about them will guarantee me a measure of success and be able to set me apart from the millions of other channels. Plus, let me be the one to break this to you. Hopefully you believe in a God. Then the mini God on YouTube is the YouTube algorithm. From what I understand, the algorithm gives everyone a fair chance, including small channels like mine. And now you might agree with me that simply believing in a God does not guarantee you any measure of success. But you need to put in the work, and that is why I'm not just going to be leaving everything to the YouTube algorithm to do. And this is where my overall packaging comes in. You know, emotionally appealing thumbnails, thought-provoking titles, and the overall content, the value my content promises to offer. On a normal day, I won't even try to offend any god. I'll try to give what belongs to Caesar, and that is why I won't be trying to do anything that is going to confuse the YouTube AI, making sure that I avoid videos that are not related to my niche, only focusing on what my specific audience needs. I think you should do the same. Number 4, I'll be setting myself up for success. To help understand this, imagine that there are two nurses. One of them has 2 years working experience, but the other one is just fresh out of school. Now they've both applied for a job and they are waiting the interview. As the date of the interview draws near, they both realize that to be successful on that interview, they need at least 3 years post-qualification experience. Now the first nurse with 2 years experience says, well, it doesn't make sense to go for this interview. After all, I've only had just 2 years experience. But the other one, which is just fresh out of school, felt like, well, I may not have 3 years post-qualification experience, but definitely I'm sure I have skills that can compensate. And I'm going to try to convince the interviewer why hiring me is going to be better than someone with 3 years post-qualification experience. Now, between these two nurses, which one of them do you think is likely to get the job? Of course, you want to agree with me that it is the one who is showing up at the interview. Hopefully by now you get the point already. The point is, use what you have to get what you want. Rather than complaining or mourning about what you don't have, you simply want to focus on what you have at hand. And I think I'm already doing that. For instance, the camera I'm using to shoot this video is considered an entry-level camera among the Canon lineups, and sometimes I even mix the shots with the ones that I capture with my phone, just like I did in my best performing video, which I'm going to link right here. I'm using the Google Pixel 6 Pro, by the way. It's a phone you may want to check out, and the microphone I'm using is one of the cheapest you are going to find out there. The table you see me using right now is the same table I feed on. This is my dining table, and also where I'm filming, it's not a studio. This is the same place where I live. This is my apartment. So rather than mourning about my weaknesses, I'd rather focus on my strength, the advantages I have, the things that set me apart from the crowd, and the skills, the knowledge I've accumulated so far. And of course, at this very early stage, I wouldn't be worrying too much about what sort of video or the content I ought to be making, because we've seen in the earlier illustration I made, the best or the most important thing to do is to show up. Moreover, you need to keep in mind that it is easier to steer a car when it's in motion rather than when it is on the spot. You should also do the same. Number 5, the mental preparation. Hopefully by now, you understand that the mental aspect of things is as important as the physical aspect of them. And I'm not just speaking about the awful things people are likely to say to me simply because I'm putting my face out there. I'm talking about the approach to YouTube itself. I keep saying to myself, this YouTube thing is a marathon and not a sprint. So if I approach YouTube with the same mindset of a sprint race, I'll be setting myself for disaster. Imagine what would happen. It will mean that I'm going to expend a lot of energy, unloading so much energy at the very start of the race, covering a few 100 miles, and what happens after that? I'm tired because I'll be expecting quick results. But I don't think this YouTube thing is exactly like that. So I need to approach it like a marathon, going very gradually and steadily. Well, like many things, I know that it is easier said than done, but at least I'm mentally prepared for it already. So my ultimate goal for the 2025 year will be to show up here once in every 2 weeks, dropping 1 or 2 videos, and hopefully by the end of the year being able to reach 1K subscribers. And this you can help me achieve by simply clicking the subscribe button on your screen right now. I'm not expecting anything much in 2026 other than being able to build a system that helps my consistency, but definitely if I put in the good work, I'm expecting 2030 to be a very good year for me on YouTube. But the question is, can I keep up? Well, there's only one way to find out. Number 6, collaborating with other creators. The truth is that I've not entirely figured out this yet. All I know is that there's a lot of power in unity, and no matter how big a tree is, it can never be enough to be called a forest. I'm going to be making myself open to other creators, and I'm not just talking about photographers or other YouTubers. I'm talking about TikTokers, Instagrammers, dancers, artists. As long as we're able to find a common goal, definitely I would love to do that. After all, 2 good heads are supposed to be better than 1. My 7th strategy will be to find an alternative business. If you're putting in so much energy into something and then it's not yielding returns in terms of money for you, it's probably going to be very discouraging. And for someone like me who is not looking to YouTube as a primary source of income, then the best thing I'm going to be doing is to incorporate my brand into YouTube. So as long as YouTube is able to help me project my brand and I'm able to get some kind of networks or connections from there, I think I'll be fine. Financial sacrifices. To be honest, there are so many applications out there where you can use their free version to achieve a lot of great things, such as CapCut, Canva, and the likes of them. But in all honesty, if you really want to have access to the premium services these applications provide, then I may have to prepare my mind that paying for the pro versions of them so I can have access to these exclusives, and that should be a game changer. I love the background music that I'm currently using now, but I know it can definitely be better. I'm already thinking of, checking out platforms like Epidemic Sound to find better sounds I can use. Additionally, I'll continue to design and redesign my brand and making sure that I stay consistent so that anywhere I'm appearing, people will be able to resonate and say, okay, yeah, this is Joey Pixels. Number 9, still like an artist. You've probably heard this times without number. You're almost getting tired of hearing it from everyone. But you may think of it this way. It's probably because it is true. If you think there's any idea and you think it is completely new under the sun, well, you may just not know exactly where this has been copied from. And according to Mark Twain, he said, there's no such thing as a new idea. And I've seen this times and times again. It's very common in the music industry. A very good example that comes to mind is Rihanna's Umbrella, and then Banky W's Ebute Meta in Nigeria. Then very recently we've got the skit maker Brain Jota with the Go 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 Goes Dance, and that's blending skit making with music, and that became a trend. The formula is copy, modify, and then paste. And that's exactly what I did for this particular video. Most of the idea behind this video came from Toby, the side hustle mom, blended with the awesome creators. That's Robert Blake, Ali Abdal, people like Ruri Ohama, and I'm using this time to also shout out to them. So my 10th and final strategy, just start. Yes, I'm going to start even when I think I'm not ready. I'm going to start even if I think this is going to be messy. I'm going to start regardless of whether someone is going to watch or not. I'm going to start with whatever gadgets that is available to me, be it a phone or the camera. I'm going to start with whatever it is that I know. I'm going to start simple. I'm going to start with that one video. Yes, read my lips. Just start. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.